Fulham nil, Arsenal 1. Sorry, Fulham nil, Arsenal 1. And the reactions that I've been hearing about this from rival fans is absolutely hilarious. Get this, yeah. Apparently, Fulham were the better side in that game. I'm not sure what game they're seeing then. We were by far dominant. We couldn't have been more dominant. Get this. This is the stats for the game, right? We had 63% possession compared to their 37. We had an XG of 1.88 compared to their 0.44. We've had 16 total shots compared to their 9. 5 shots on target compared to their 0. Overall, we were by far the most dominant team in that game. We deserve the win. And the only reason they think that is because we struggled to break down a mid to low block. And it's something that we have historically struggled to break down. However, they get so upset when we score from set pieces because set pieces are a part of the game. And set pieces are probably the easiest way to score a goal against a mid to low block. And that's why we're so good at them. Rival fans, though, they'll come up with absolutely anything to discredit Arsenal. And they will. It's just who they are. It's what they do. They'll never look at Arsenal and say, you know what, fair play. They can't do it. They can't bring themselves to it. It would break their hearts. But I'm here for it. I really am. Now, with that game itself, as I was saying, we did face a mid to low block against Fulham until after we scored the goal. And then after that, they opened up. And then they were the ones who had to break us down. And that's why we brought on Mikel Mourinho and why we brought on, I suppose you could say Martinelli as well. Although that was probably more of a case of bring on fresh, fast legs against tired defenders. We could have got to. And look, at the end of the day, I will not hear any debate about how we were somehow not the better side. We were by far dominant. We couldn't have been more dominant. But rival fans will be rival fans. Now, I do say with the game on that penalty decision that we could have had, the one against Bukayo Saka, that was a penalty to me. I'm sorry, but he called the penalty, and then it wasn't really a clear and obvious error to me. And by the law of clear and obvious error, I don't think he can overturn it, but he does overturn it in the end. And look, I'm going to be accused of bias about that, but I really do believe that that was not clear and obvious. Now, with Fulham themselves, to be absolutely fair to Fulham, they did come out after they conceded the goal and we went 1-0 up. They did come out and they really did go at us. And that was a kind of summary of what Fulham could have done if they just played like that the whole game. Maybe they could have punished us. But we got the result. We're top of the league, at least for the week. Hopefully Liverpool can drop points against Man United. Man United, we need a favour. We need a favour, Man United. And we know it's a tall order, but we really need this. Now, onto the player ratings, and this one, I've noticed that a few people were saying Gyökeres had a poor game. I didn't think he did, if I'm honest. I think he could have been better, but I wouldn't say he was poor. But anyways, here's my player ratings, and we're starting in goal, David Raya. Now, David Raya, he didn't have crazy amounts to do, but what he did have to do, he did quite comfortably. I have no complaints about him. I don't think he made a mistake all game, and I'm going to give him a 7. Yuri and Timber. Now, Yuri and Timber, I thought he was rock solid, if I'm honest. Absolutely rock solid. The defence not only struggled to get past him, but even when he had the ball, he ran rings around the opposition. I'm giving Timber a 7. William Saliba. Now, William Saliba, was still quite sure. I thought he was the better of the two centre backs today, and I'll give him a 7.5. Gabriel, the only reason I rank him a little bit less than Saliba is because he did make those two mistakes that we could have conceded from. But in the day, we didn't concede from them, and I thought after those two mistakes, he played very well. I'm going to give him a 7. Ricardo Calafiori, very unlucky to have not scored the first goal. He put it in the back of the net. It was an absolute beauty of a goal, but of course it was offside. Calafiori, I did like the way he got the ball. I did like the way that he moved forward. I like the challenge that he makes in the left wing kind of area. I do think he's a real asset, especially today. Calafiori, I will also give him a 7.5. Zubimendi. Now, Zubimendi, I thought had a decent game as well. In terms of control, anyways. He did control that midfield quite well. When he got the ball, I'm not sure if he even ever lost the ball. But he, at the end of the day, he's the kind of character who, even if he does lose the ball, he can recover it quite quickly for you. And that's a trait I absolutely love about Zubimendi. And that is what makes me think that Zubimendi, in general, is going to be a massive asset for Arsenal. He's already been an asset, but I think he's going to continue to be. And Zubimendi, I'm giving a 7.5. Declan Rice. Declan Rice, well, he did hold the ball quite well. I think he was a little bit... What's the word I'm looking for? He was a little bit hesitant to let go of the ball on some occasions, but it didn't really cost us in the end. It kind of just slowed down a few moves. I think Declan Rice, I can give him a 7.5 as well. Eberechi Eze. Now, Eze had a very average game today. I thought there were some moments that it was quite good, but other than that, very average game. I'll give him a 7. Bukayo Saka. Now, Bukayo Saka, he did put in a few, in my opinion, a few bad corners. A lot of them didn't get past the first man, but he did run rings around the opposition whenever he got in that right wing position. When he did get doubled up on, he had to obviously pass back, but when he didn't, he actually looked really, really strong. He actually took on his defender. There's a fair few moments he could have got an assist as well, but the only assist of the game did come from him. It was a corner, quite a beautiful corner as well. I will give Saka, I'm going to say an 8. Because Saka gets an 8 and he's my man of the match. Now, Leandro Trossard. I think with Trossard, he's very... Obviously, he got the goal. I can't complain about that, so that's already going to boost his rating. He scored the winning goal. He did take on his opponent quite well, to be absolutely fair. He didn't do as much as Saka, I don't think, but overall, I can't complain about anything. I'll give Trossard a 7.5. Victor Gyökeres. Now, Victor Gyökeres, he's going to get a bit of stick again for not scoring any goals. I don't think he had a bad game. I thought he was strong when he had to be. I thought he was quite vital in the build-up. I still hold firm that he does need to get a few more goals under him. He also did go up against a goalkeeper who just turned up on the day. Bernd Leno saved, I think, 2 big saves, and another one he absolutely skyrocketed. Gyökeres absolutely skyrocketed over the goal. Other than that, however, I didn't think he had a bad game at all. Very average. I'll give him a 6, maybe a 6.5. Now, Mikel Arteta, I did say originally that I wouldn't have taken off Eze for Mikel Mourinho. I can see why Mikel Mourinho came on. But if you ask me personally, I would have taken off Trossard and moved Eze onto the left wing. Other than that, however, I wouldn't have had any real complaints about it. I think he does deserve, I would say, 7 7.5 rating as well. Now the referee, and I'm going to include VAR in this as well. I think they did unjustly overturn that penalty, and that penalty could have been costly. I wasn't very impressed with that, and for the sole reason of that, I am giving them a 5, and that's quite high compared to what I was originally going to give them. And the fans, I thought the fans were quite decent, to be fair. From the start of the game, I could only hear Arsenal fans. Of course, later on in the game, Fulham started making a bit of noise, but for the most part, it was Arsenal fans, and I'm going to give the Arsenal fans a 9. But anyways, that's my match review. Let me know what you think down below. Like, share, and comment, and please do subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I will be seeing you in the match preview for Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. Can't lie, I'm a bit nervous about that game. Atletico Madrid are very strong defensively, but we'll see what comes. Thank you and goodbye.